Well, the first time I talked to you on JRE, you were doing
Sober October.
Sober October, and there's something in your eyes. Like I think you've talked about that you exercise the demons out essentially. So you exercise to get whatever the parts of you that you don't like out. There is a dark, there's a darkness in you there, like the competitiveness and the focus of that person.
That was a scary time in a lot of ways, that Sober October thing. Because my friends, we were all talking shit, right? Because we're competing against each other in these fitness challenges. And you had 1 point per, like you got a certain amount of points for each minute that you went at 80% of your max heart rate. And one day I got 1,100 points. So I did 7 hours on an elliptical machine watching the bathhouse scene from John Wick where he murders all those people in the bathhouse. I watched it probably 50 times in a row. I went crazy. But I went crazy in a weird way where it brought me back to my my fighting days. It was like the same, that person came out again. It's like, well, I didn't even know he was in there. It's like they're like an assassin, like a killer. Like I felt like a different person.
Is it echoes of like what Mike Tyson talked about, essentially, like the
Maybe, but no orgasmic notions. All the crazy shit that he was
But
saying.
is there
Oh
is
my
there
God.
is there a violent person in there?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot of violence in me for sure. I don't know if it's genetic or learned, or it's because during my formative years, from the time I was 15 till I was 22, all I did was fight. That was all I did. That was all I did. All I did was train and compete. That's all I did. That was my whole life.
Is it connected to so your mom and dad broke up early on? Is it connected to the dad at all?
I'm sure it's connected to him also because he was violent and it made me feel very scared to be around him. But I also think it's connected in who he was as a human is transferred into my DNA. You know, I think there's a certain amount of, I mean, to be prejudiced against myself, I look like a violent person. You know, if I didn't know me, I'm just, even the way I'm built, and not even just the working out part, just the size of my hands, and like there's the width of my shoulders. Like there's most likely a lot of violence in my history, in my past, in my ancestry. And I think I think we minimize that with people. Like so much of your behavior, when I see my daughter, I have a one daughter that's obsessive in terms of like she wants to get really good at things. Like she'll practice things all day long, and it's 100% my personality. Like she's me in female form,
Yeah.
but without the anger as much and without the fear. Like she has, loving household and everything like that, but she has this intense obsession with doing things and doing things really well and getting better. We're to the point we have to tell her to stop. Like, stop doing handsprings in the house. Stop. Come on, just sit down, have dinner. Like one more. Like she's just like she's psycho.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of behavior and personality, and a lot of these things are passed down through genetics. We don't really know, right? We don't know how much of who you are genetically is learned behavior, nature or nurture. We don't know if it's learned behavior or whether or not it's something that's intrinsically a part of you because of, who your parents were. I think there's certainly some genetic violence in me.
And then you channeled it.
So
you figured out is basically your life is a productive exploration of how to channel that.
Yes. Try how to figure out how to get that monkey to sit down and calm down. There's another person in there. Like there's a calm, rational, kind, friendly person who just wants to laugh and have fun. And then there's that dude who comes out when I did Sober October. That guy's scary. I don't like that guy.
Yeah.
That guy just wants to get up in the morning and go. It's like, when I was competing, it was necessary, but it makes me remember. I didn't really remember what I used to be like until that. It's like when I'm working out 7 hours a day,
Yeah.
and just so obsessed, and all I was thinking about was winning. That's all I was thinking about. Like if they were working out 5 hours a day, I wanted them to know that I was going to work out an extra 3 hours, and I was going to get up early, and I was going to text them all, "Hey pussies,
Yeah.
I'm up already. Take pictures, send selfies." I was like, "You're gonna die." Oh, I kept telling them, "You're all gonna die. You try to keep up with me, you're gonna die."
You weren't fully joking.
No, I wasn't joking at
Yeah.
all. That's what was fucked up about
This
it.
is the scary thing when I interacted with Goggins, and what I saw in you during that time is like this guy, like this is why I've been avoiding David Goggins recently. Is like because he wants to meet, he wants to do like talk on this podcast, but he also wants to run an ultra marathon with me. And I felt like this is a person. If I spend any time in this realm, if I spend any time with the Joe Rogan of that Sober October, like I might have to die to get out. Like there's this kind of
Yeah, there's a competitive aspect that's super unhealthy. I mean, you saw the video that we watched earlier today of Goggins draining his knee. That would stop me from running ever again, because I would think in my head, okay, I'm going to ruin my cartilage. I'm going to need a knee replacement. I would start thinking, I would go down that line. But he is perpetually in this push it mindset. You know, what he calls the dog in him. You know, he's got that dog is in him all day long, and he feeds that dog. You know, and that's who he is. That's one of the reasons why he's so inspirational, and he's fuel for millions and millions of people.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is. He motivates people in a way that it's so powerful, but it can be very destructive. I know now, especially after the Sober October thing, that thing's still in me. You know, I didn't know. So I really haven't done anything physically competitive. Except one time I was supposed to fight Wesley Snipes. It came out then too. That came out too. That got creepy too. But luckily that never happened. But that was many months of training, like training twice a day, every day, kickboxing in the morning, jiu-jitsu at night. I was just going. And I was just thinking just all day long. But it fucks with all the other aspects of your life. It fucks with your friendships. It fucks with it fucks with my comedy. It fucks with everything, because that mindset is not a mindset of an artist. It's a mindset of a conqueror.